Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy DisBearity here, and today I'm here to give you guys some gaming news revolving around Age of Wonders 4. So before we get started, definitely consider liking and subscribing for more news on Age of Wonders 4, and also for some live streams. Now let's go ahead and get on into it. Looks like we have what, a Celestial Warrior here? The Umbral Abyss opens June 18th. Okay, alright, it's pretty quick, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, so when it comes to this new DLC and or expansion, we get a lot of new features and a lot of goodies that come with it. So H1's4 Eldritched Realms key features. A new map layer, the Umbral Abyss, new tactical combat maps, unique locations to explore, and new independent factions of Umbral dwellers. Wait for the players who can withstand the hazardous environs. New ruler type, ancient beings of terrible power, the Eldritched Sovereigns have been corrupted by the Umbral Abyss and possess a unique thrall spell casting mechanic. Choose your path as Eldritch Sovereign, ruler, and decide between dominating your foes, manipulating the flesh, or wild, chaotic magic. Ooh! Love it. 3 new tomes. Tighten your grasp with the Tome of Tentacle, turn your enemy's strength to weakness with the Tome of Corruption, and drive back the darkness using the Tome of Cleansing Flame. New event system. Mini crisis threaten all rules at once, causing happenings. A series of events unique to tactical maps, units, and mechanics and powerful rules. That is cool. So I like that because it's the same thing that came with Stellaris, right? As you guys know, Stellaris. If I remember, this is under Paradox. So the whole crisis thing is actually really cool because it helps out with fleshing out the end game to give players something to do instead of just running over the map. I like that a new enemy just comes out of the blue or something story wise happens. So it's really cool. So 2 new forms: swarm to battle as a faction of insects, or lead the return of the Sirens from Age of Wonders past. 2 new realms: return to Althea and come to its defense in epic clashes that will determine the fate of the world. So much more. 2 new mounts, 3 new realm traits, 3 new realm templates, 5 new pre-made rulers, 6 new music tracks, and a gloomy, unsettling new interface skin for all you wait for the Eldritch Realms. Okay, I like this here. And so alongside Eldritch Realms, all Age of Wonders 4 players will receive a free content update on June 18th. The Mystic update will include new features such as randomized realms with hidden traits, new Pantheon content, and an expanded rework of the Mystic culture. Full details on this free edition of the game, patch notes. Okay? So I'm liking what I'm seeing here. They're doing a lot of great work. Age of Wonders 4 is still one of those games that I play almost on a daily. Hell, I'm even actually doing a new campaign right now. Wink, wink. Just say it. So yeah, the way how they keep throwing more updates to us is pretty cool. Now, I hope that the longevity of Age of Wonders 4 continues to happen. I mean, again, that's what I hope, but if not, it's gonna break my heart a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But after putting on over 112 hours in this game, I'm really enjoying it so far. So with the Umbral Abyss, let's see, High Crusaders and Eldritch Sovereigns. I'm Bass, game designer. Okay, we're talking about the course of the upcoming new expansion, the Eldritch Realms, which is coming on June 18th, which is soon. This expansion is all about Lovecraftian monstrosities, fiery Templars who defy them, and the opening of an old wound in the Age of Wonders universe as a new plane awakens and seeks to corrupt all. So you have to present you with very last feature worthy of the new Eldritch Realms. Behold, the Umbral Abyss. That is cool. So the Umbral Abyss is a domain of Uroth and home to Umbral demons, the new type of creature in Eldritch Realms. The Umbral Abyss exists beyond both Astral Sea and Void, but seeking to manifest the corrupt realms. In this expansion, story realms, you'll be able to discover more origins of the Umbral Abyss and its exotic denizens. As some longtime fans will recognize, it bears a resemblance to the Shadow Realm in the Age of Wonders Shadow Magic. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it does. Actually, it really does. Wow. Looking at that screenshot there, it really does. The Umbral Abyss is the evolution of the Shadow Realms into something new yet familiar. Okay. Well, first off, that is the Shadow Realms of Age of Wonders. Duh. Once I saw you, I was like, oh yeah, you know what? It really does. The goal of the Umbral Abyss was to be a terrifying place where players could embark on a high-risk, high-reward ventures that felt like little dungeon crawls. Furthermore, it needed to provide a new way to traverse the map, like the Shadow Realm did in Shadow Magic. Lastly, we wanted to present a creeping threat and corruption upon the rest of the realm. What'd be really cool mechanic is that, let's say you go into this Umbral realm, right? And every time you go into it, it randomizes, so it's never the same. Now, I know that might be able to put a damper on computers because every time when you have to go into it, you have to load probably a new area. But I think that'd be kind of cool feature if that can be obtainable. And looking at the art here, it looks great. The resulting Umbral Abyss was created exists as a new optional world map layer enabled via realm trade. It features a number of handcrafted Eldritched islands floating in the void rather than fully random generated landscapes. The islands that you see are randomly placed every time so that you will find new ones in each playthrough. That's similar to what I just said. So, okay, we caught up there. Okay, we're on the same page. Each island is filled with wonder and rewards in the form of exotic locations and treasures, but it's also full of peril and danger of patrolling umbral demons and corrupting gloom. Let's begin by looking at the overworld abyss. Can be traversed by our mere mortal troops. In a realm with the umbral abyss enabled, many portals are spread across every world map layer. These portals are called umbral gates and connect to the umbral abyss to the surface and the underground. Unlike underground passages, their position in the world map layer does not correspond with the position in the umbral abyss. This means that umbral lands or islands can form many shortcuts, bridging large distances within the surface of the underground. Some umbral islands were designed with this in mind, creating small transport hubs and with many umbral gates close to one another. All right, yeah, I'm really liking where we're heading right now. So as you see here, you can kind of get a little glimpse of what the map looks like, and it looks gorgeous. Everything about it looks looking great. It's looking like it's. Of course, they're going for that feel, that evilness feel. I like it. I really do. So traversing in the umbral abyss takes time. It's a terrain that has higher move costs on the surface, and vision is ranges degrees, making exploring the umbral abyss a lot more intimate. But traveling in the umbral abyss is not without danger. One of the first things you may notice as you enter the umbral abyss is your unit slowly losing health. While in the umbral abyss or in gloom terrain, your units will suffer from umbral melody, lowering their vision range and depleting their hit points every turn in the world map. Wow. This is Age of Wonders 4's version of the shadow sickness from Age of Wonders Shadow Magic. Yes, it represents the ever-growing madness and casualties plaguing your troops as they traverse the hostile terrain or gloom terrain throughout the umbral abyss. It also lowers city stability of any city with gloom terrain in their domain, as the population finds their minds filled with nothing but gloom and doom. That's cool. That's really cool. They give you something to care about, you know. Furthermore, powerful umbral demons guard treasures and patrol shadows, eager to snuff out the life of your troops. Without any way to regenerate the umbral abyss, your armies may need to escape to recuperate before going further. The umbral abyss is also home to umbral nest infestations and umbral dwellings. More on those later, which spread the abyss corrupting influence from the umbral gates, turning the surrounding landscape and surface and underground to gloom. If ignored for far too long, the creeping gloom will affect your armies and cities without having even entered the umbral abyss, forcing players to crusade inwards and take out the source of corruption. Your troops will have to weather the gloom through, though, while seeking their target. There are ways to ward off umbral melody, one of which is also how to reap your hard-fought rewards. Let's talk about the beacons of light and sanctuary outposts. So you can see that's a beacon of light right there. It has to be a beacon of light. Within the umbral abyss, you cannot build regular outposts, found cities, or annex provinces via umbral gates. Instead, you'll need to build sanctuary outposts, and for that, you'll have to find a beacon of light. Beacon of lights are special locations in umbral abyss where a holy light still shines. They also appear when destroying umbral nest infestations in umbral abyss. Only on these locations can you build sanctuary outposts. Okay. Sanctuary outposts are, as the name suggests, a type of outpost that could not be converted to cities who will want to live in the tentacle Roddle hellscape. I mean, hey, if you are with it and are about it, and you're trying to expand your empire, I think anybody would love to live in a dangerous place where, I don't know, you might find some glorious treasures or something. I don't know. Shoot, you tell me. I mean, as long as your beacon of light doesn't get laid out, you know. So grant your empire access to those powerful nods and magic materials in nearby. You know what? I kind of just skipped a whole little paragraph here. Don't answer that. You cannot build you cannot build a watchtower or a work camp upgrades. Instead, they themselves are already granted a plethora of resources. They also allow you to annex up to 2 provinces adjacent to them within the umbral abyss, granting your empire access to those powerful nodes and magic materials nearby. Finally, there's also a sure way to grant your units immunity to umbral malady while within their domain. This lets your armies recuperate before heading out again to the great unknown. Whew, that's a lot, and I'm here for it. To make the trip to the umbral abyss and building a sanctuary outpost worthwhile, we created a new exotic location that grant powerful benefits by either picking up, being visited, or being annexed. Let's take a look at some of them. First off, the umbral abyss will feature 2 new base nods, which can be found often. Let's show one of them, the monolith node. The monolith grant 30 knowledge. This triple This triple that what nods normally grant on the surface in the underground is also one of the only base nods that grant knowledge. So this is we call it the monolith of knowledge. There are also powerful new pickups that can only be found in the Umbral Abyss. One of my personal favorites we created is the Tome Fragment, granting a random spell from any existing tomes in the game that you haven't researched yet or aren't researching currently. The other two, which you'll have to discover by yourself, or for yourself, grant an immense amount of various resources. All these are hidden away in nooks and hard to reach locations in the Umbral Abyss, rewarding players who go off the beaten path and now and then. A new world map layer also calls for a new magic material, the Void Stones. These otherworldly orbs help you communicate with Umbral dwellings? Question mark? There's that word again. I guess I have some explaining to do later about those. But as with typical Lovecraftian content, it will for now remain unknowable. All right, that's nice. There's also unique as they form their own set of bonus. Having 3 of them unlocks this bonus, allowing you to extract knowledge from your vassals and Umbral dwellings. Really? What are these things, really? That's funny. So you got mage materials, collecting effects, void ink effects, Umbral dwellings with Eldritched Pact grant plus 30 knowledge. So lastly, I'd like to show you something that you guys have been asking for more. Let's introduce some new visit sites that can be found in the Umbral Abyss. Back in older Age of Wonders games, visit sites allowed armies to gain temporary buffs for future battles, explore the world faster, or heal. We've been wanting to create more of them for a while for Age of Wonders 4. The Umbral Abyss is the first place where you'll find some of these new ones. Each one was designed to grant both benefit in combat and in the world map. Let's take a soothing shrine for example. A relic of light that is rare but welcome sight in the plane of full darkness. Visiting it heals your units 50% and grants them faithful and zeal for 5 turns, letting them continue their journey in the Umbral Abyss with renewed vigor. Okay, so the soothing shrine. Okay, this gives me like a Dark Souls feel too. It's crazy actually, or the Lords of the Fallen feel. But let's say all those exotic rewards are not enough. What if you want to coexist with the Gloom and the Umbral demons? Accept Uroth as your true master and let the corruption willingly take hold of the world. Well, my diabolical friends, as an avid evil player myself, I'm happy to say that we consider this as a possible route for your empires to take. Wow! First step down this path is to meet an Umbral dwelling at last. The forbidden world's meaning shall be revealed to you. That's okay. Umbral dwellings as part of the new type of content called dwellings, taking inspiration from Age of Wonders 3's and Planet Falls dwellings. We wanted to make something similar to a free city, independent faction with which you can wage war or enter diplomacy, but they are ruled by fanatical types of wildlife rather than regular races. Umbral dwellings are our first type of dwelling in Age of Wonders 4 and are ruled by Umbral demons. They can only be found in Umbral Abyss and can extend their domains through Umbral gates to the surface and underground, like corrupting tendrils. They will transport everything within the adjacent to their domain to gloom terrain. There are plenty problematic neighbors to have, but you can try to befriend them. To raise allegiance with the Umbral dwellings, you have to make continuous offerings to them. They are not swayed by trinkets or whispering stones, or sweetened by words. Ooh! Diplomacy with Umbral dwellings involves sacrifices. Upon the first meeting, though, they will make their first demand, and you'll have to pick your poison. While not at war, they will continuously demand more sacrifices in the future. If you eager to please them, you can even freely offer another sacrifice through boosting relations with normally cost influence. Sacrifices can include various resources you have available, but every now and then they will want more delicate treat. They will demand you declare war on one of your allies or vassals. Will you betray your former friends or for a pact with those evil beings? Each sacrifice given will grant a relationship bonus with them, which raises the allegiance gained per turn. It will also count as an evil act and naturally steer you towards evil alignment. Denying them other demands instead will see your allegiance go with them down until another sacrifice is made or war is declared. The master of the Umbral dwellings are fickle, and their appetite will change with each sacrifice you have made. You may not always be able to satisfy them, but don't worry, there's always the next demand from these evil overlords. That's actually really cool. Upon reaching the final diplomatic state with the Umbral dwelling, called an Eldritched Pact, you will gain access to war coordination and rally the legions, just like free cities. This will include being able to recruit Umbral demons into your retinue. Furthermore, you'll gain access to forbidden knowledge in the form of special research skills, which can be bought from the Umbral dwellings you have a pact with via cooperation screen. Wow, wait a minute. Production, Path of Gloom, Umbral Exile, Food, Umbral Rift, Altar of Marching Gloom, Summon, Umbral Juggernaut. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. For each of these skills were designed to benefit the Gloom and Umbral Abyss, as well as being able to spread it yourself. Now you will be able to plunge the realm itself into darkness for the glory of Uroth. Of course, it doesn't strike your fancy. Destroying all Umbral nests and the Umbral dwellings within the Umbral Abyss will ensure the end of the Umbral Abyss, corrupting the realm with gloom. But destroying Umbral dwellings is not an easy task. Like with cities, they must be besieged, which is naturally made more difficult by your troops suffering from an Umbral malady every turn they spend besieging. Succeed in destroying the Umbral dwelling, and you'll be rewarded with a heavy summon Imperium, a beacon of light, and good alignment, and its domain will vanish, stopping gloom from growing even further. So that's a lot of stuff found in the Umbral Abyss. It's not even everything. We're all excited to hear your stories and how you dared to enter the return. Okay, so for reading all this here for this expansion pack, or pass, whatever you want to call it, is honestly insane. This is a lot of content, and I'm here for it. Like, I think Age of Wonders 4, in terms of like DLC so far, has been mostly my favorite, because they've been doing a lot of things to change up the gameplay and also been fixing a lot of problems plaguing the game, of course. I mean, there's still more problems to fix, but this so far has been really, really good, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing, and I'm actually really excited. Now, I do hope that they're coming out with new factions and stuff like that, so it's gonna, I guess, call it a fresh, new take now. Hell, I'm still enjoying the Empires and Ashes DLC, so that's been really nice to really play. But I hope to see that Age of Wonders 4 continues to have a feature into like a year or two, unless they're already moving on to the next Age of Wonders project or whatnot. But I hope that to see this one continue. Eventually, they should just create a game where they can continuously update it with new content, new features. I think this is like, what more could you do with Age of Wonders 4? So that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think about the Age of Wonders 4 Eldritched Realms DLC / expansion. Do y'all enjoy it? Does it look great so far? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for coming and watching this video. You guys have a good one. Peace out. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and also hit the bell notification down below. Thanks for watching.